Good morning. Welcome to another episode. Today we are leaving Murray Bridge, but before we do, we have just pulled into the Aldi car park to get some groceries. First time doing shopping at Aldi. We normally go to Coles or Woolies, or we have had to go to an IGA once. I prefer not to because they're really expensive, but I'm excited to see what Aldi has for us, because my mum used to shop at Aldi years ago and it's so much cheaper, but we are just Coles people, so feels a bit weird being here, but I'm excited. Last day in Murray Bridge, the plan is to sort of head down to the Fleurieu Peninsula. We really want to test out the new surf rod we got. We are staying in Rapid Bay in a couple of days. So the plan is sort of to make our way down there ready for Rapid Bay in those couple of days. Just got done in Aldi and we got half of a trolley load for $91. And we got a few things we didn't need, like there was some Easter chocolate on special and we didn't have any chocolate over Easter and have been eating really good over the past couple of weeks, so we decided to treat ourselves with that. And we also got a few bags of lollies. Aldi in particular sells joysticks, I think they're called, and they're really yummy, so I got some of those as well. And we also got a collapsible bucket which was $13, so a few things we didn't need, and it was $91 for half a trolley. So there was only two things we couldn't get, so we're going to go to Coles and get those, and then we'll update you then.
Thank you, Aldi. Because of you, our weekly budget was so low, I was able to go and buy some alcohol. So straight into Liquorland we went after going to Coles to get the missing pieces that Aldi didn't have, and we ended up getting, I ended up getting 14 drinks. A 10-pack of Captain Morgan, which, by the way, they've decided to grub us. Instead of 375ml cans, they've dropped them to 330 now. And some little fat lamb ginger beer. So I'll give them a go and we'll go from there. She said, baby, let's go. When I told her, afternoon. We've just pulled up at the Frank Potts Reserve, where there's a nice little shady place covered in hundreds of gum trees. There's a few caravanners here. Across the road from a fancy grape paddock, or as you South Australians call it, a vineyard. The whole joint is just surrounded in them. Yeah, there's caravans. And this is us for tonight. We've pulled up pretty early, it's only 1:30, but just can't be bothered driving around anymore. All my childhood, my mum used to yell at me and say, would you just sit still, it's like you've got worms or something. And I never really thought much about it until just recently, when Holly was in the tent for probably 2 hours watching stuff and napping, and I couldn't sit still. I had to solder broken wires on a circuit board for my awning light and clean the whole inside of the car, tied a new paracord to hold the bloody rooftop ladder when it's sitting in the back of the car. So yeah, I know what you mean now, Mum.
Okay, good morning. We have just packed up the car and had a little bit of brekkie, and we're going to head to the public toilets. There's like a toilet there, but it's just like has a tank underneath. It's not very spacious and it stinks. So we're going to go just up the street a little bit. We saw them yesterday. There's actually a really nice toilet block there, and just freshen up a little bit, have a bit of a wash and change our clothes for the day. And then the plan is to sort of head down the coast of the Fleurieu Peninsula, try and stay somewhere near Victor Harbour today, and then we have a booking at Rapid Bay tomorrow night. We're going to hopefully get a bit of surf fishing in, catch something this time, fingers crossed, and yeah, that's our plan.
Oh, it's so good to hop in a clean car first thing in the morning. Smells great, looks great, is great.
I've had to play with the exposure because there's not a lot of light where I am. The sun's behind me, but I don't know if anyone's even interested in this. I thought I would just show you how I sort of keep myself freshened up on the road. So baby wipes will be a best friend. My friends told me about these. I'd never actually used them before camping until they told me, but they are the best. And literally, even just for like dishes. Like sometimes if we're a bit lazy and don't want to boil water, or it's just like 2 forks, or like just a small amount of dishes are not worth wasting your water to do a full wash for. We just clean it up with baby wipes and then do a wash like when we're able to. Obviously don't use baby wipes every time because that's a bit gross with your food, but yeah, just like a little bit here and there is fine as long as you're washing it afterwards. So yeah, just use a baby wipe to clean my face. Sunscreen, a redhead's best friend. To be honest, I hate the texture of this. I'm a really big texture person, and the texture of sunscreen just makes me feel really yuck because it's greasy, but it helps to protect my skin, and that's pretty important. If I was at home, I wouldn't be putting on SPF every day, as bad as that sounds. I know it's really good for you to put on every day. Don't mind me, there's just a mirror up here. But I don't put it on every day at home. I rarely put it on, only if it's really hot and I'm out in the sun. But it's good to get in the habit when I'm on the road to pop it on every day because you're exposed to the sun. A motorbike has just pulled up, so hopefully you can still hear me. Just rub all of that in. And then once that's in, I've just been using this. I do have the Sol de Janeiro one, but this one is just a Kmart knockoff moisturiser. And I just use literally like that much. I don't know if you can even see that on my face. And that's it. And then just use that same moisturiser when it focuses over my body as well. And yeah, that sort of just helps me feel a bit fresher. Obviously brush my teeth and everything as well. But yeah, that's what I do. Alright, once again, I don't know if anyone's even interested in this stuff, but I thought I'd show it. And I'm crouching down so you can see me in the lens. But in terms of makeup, I don't really put a lot on anyway. I used to always wear a lot of makeup, but lately I don't. Anyway, I've had this for a gazillion years. It's some Maybelline Brow Drama wand. I don't even think they do it anymore. But I like the spoolie. So you can see it's literally like very, very old. I just use the 1000 Hour Brow Mascara. I don't like the wand on this because it is really, really gluggy, if that's gonna focus. So I literally just paste it onto this wand and then run that through my eyebrows, literally just like that. And it just helps to set them in place and just give them a little bit of something. So I do that to both of them. Don't mind me just looking in the mirror. Just been using this concealer as well. Let's pop that under there. On both. Cover up any spots. Nose and between there. And just blend that in. Alright, there was someone next to me then, that was really awkward. In terms of blush, I've just been using the Charlotte Tilbury one. Pop that on the cheekbones and the nose. Blend that in. And then if I feel like wearing mascara, which I don't today, but if I do, I just use the Too Faced one. I just have like a travel size version and that's what I use. But yeah, pretty much that. Well, it's terrible lighting there. That is all I do. I've got to fix up my brows a little bit, but yeah, this makes me look a little bit more awake. Alright, we just got into Victor Harbour and it's literally just a Thursday, not school holidays or anything, and the town is absolutely popping off. There is some carnival going. Sounds like Timmy Trumpet's playing in the background. And I don't know whether the oldies just like absolutely throw the hats off here on weekdays or what the go is, but I've never seen anything like this just on a normal day of the week.
It's the best time to come, really, because there's no kids everywhere. Caution, horses may bite.
Yeah. Some people just never grow out of their childhood. So good. Hi.
Oh, butterscotch.
So we just found the coolest old dolly shop with these reusable bags. I decided we better support a small business and we have to get something from them. So we got a few goodies in there. Coconut rough being one of them. Really yum.
Yeah, great.
Very yum.
I love coconut rough.
So we went to the wrong place. We thought it was the information centre and got ourselves a sticker and a magnet, and it was $16. But then we actually found the information centre and had heaps nicer stickers for only $5. So rookie error there. We have to make sure that we're actually looking around before purchasing any next time. We just had lunch at the Bluff in South Australia. It like overlooks all of the Victor Harbour and that area. And the plan is now to go fishing, which I am very excited for. Because we have spent so much money at BCF. It was like, well, the promotion only started like a week ago, and it was for every $150 you spend, you get $10. And we had $50 in credit, and we've only been to BCF like 3 times. So that's, yeah, tells you about how much money we've spent there lately, which I feel like $50 is actually a small amount considering how much we've spent. I reckon we would have spent close to like $2,000 over the past month and a half. Anyway.
Replacing all those lures, holy loss.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, speaking of lures, we did pick up some more lures because on there, you know how some BCFs have like a chalkboard out the front that tells you like the catch of the day or like catch of the week or whatever, and what people use to catch it and all that jazz. So anyway, we got some of the Halco spinners and streakers. So we're going to try those. And then we also got some cockles, aka pippies, some pilchards that are soaked in brine, because apparently around here the pilchards that are soaked are better. And what else did we get? Squid as well, yeah. That's a good hearty. I feel like squid's shit around here. In Victoria, like heaps of fish eat squid, and then here we have not had much luck on squid at all.
Have.
Not really.
I sort of caught the salmon on off the jetty.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we'll go and try. We're going to try Waypinga Beach, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, all the locals around here have said that it's a very, very good beach and a lot of people fish there. It's also, pardon me, I got the hiccups from my Pepsi Max. Also the beach that was listed on the BCF chalkboard where the salmon was caught, and there is bream there as well. So we'll try, like I've had a look at satellite maps. I've sort of looked at a spot that I think will be good near the rocks and has a nice little channel flowing out there. So we'll try that and see how we go. Wow, we're just coming down from the bluff and I feel like this is so much nicer. The view out there is absolutely beautiful. This is Petrol Cove Beach, not beach, apparently. And that looks so pretty. Alright, we just got here to Waypinga Beach and we're about to go fishing. It is low tide currently at the moment, well about an hour out of low tide, so we might not get anything until the tide starts coming up to or closer to the higher tide, but we don't have anywhere to be, so I think the plan is just to stay here for as long as it takes to catch something, I guess.
Alright, we've moved from spot to spot and Holly's managed to fucking bag one. Not bad.
Alright, Kev's just going out to cast. We just pulled it in because I had the biggest knock on the rod and it just took the bait. I was actually really scared. I thought the rod was gone out of my hands, but it was just a massive whack, and then yeah, obviously reeled it in, no bait. So Kev's out there having a go now. Okay, we have just gotten up and last night was a bit wild. So we ended up finishing at the beach at about, I reckon it was probably like 8 o'clock. Not too late, but we were there for a while. Kev wanted to go in, but I was being a bit stubborn and, you know, the old, I'm gonna get a fish, I'm gonna get another fish. So we were there for a while. It got really cold. We both couldn't feel our feet. Our toes were like yellow. There was no circulation going in. We had to clean all the rods when we got back to the car so that the sand didn't stay in them, all that sort of stuff. So rods and reels were cleaned, our feet were cleaned, legs were cleaned. I had to throw my pants in our wash bags. They were just full of sand on the inside and out. Then we didn't really have a camp for the night. So everywhere around the Fleurieu Peninsula is basically booked campgrounds through Parks South Australia. However, it's a bit different to what we're used to in Victoria. In Victoria, there's a lot of parks as such, or like bushland that you can just camp in. Like you just camp in it. Whereas in South Australia, it's a lot different. So you have to have a parks pass, which is like $15 per vehicle. Well, it depends where you are, but what we saw was $15 per vehicle. And then it's an extra cost per person. So it can end up being like $50 a campsite just for being in the bush with no amenities. So we weren't really willing to spend that. There was one free campsite on Wiki Camps that said it was only accessible through walking, and it was in just near Back Valley. So we went and checked that out, which was like a 17-minute drive from where we were at Victor Harbour. But it ended up just being, like it was a walk-in campsite, but on satellite maps it looked like you could actually get in there with a car, but you couldn't. There was literally nothing. So we ended up just staying at the local CFA car park in, I think it's Inman Valley, or is it something like that here? Anyway, we ended up just staying here. There's like a tennis court on the right hand side and a CFA on the left, and this like flat gravel car park. We looked everywhere for signs that said no camping. There wasn't any signs that said no camping, so we just thought, well, if someone says anything, we can just say like we couldn't see signs saying no camping. And at that point it was literally nearly 10 o'clock and we were exhausted and couldn't find anywhere to sleep. So here we are. We ended up staying here. Fishing was sort of worth it. Ended up catching about a 35 centimetre salmon. Apparently they're called, what were they? Bay trout when they're a bit smaller, but I think it was past the bay trout stage, but not quite like a big Australian salmon. It was about 35, 36 centimetres. We threw it back in. Apparently they're not great eating. Probably could have used it for bait, but whatever. Kev didn't catch anything, so poor Kev. And it was his surf rod too that I caught it on, so I feel a bit bad for him, but oh well, you win some, you lose some, eh? And yeah, we haven't had coffee or anything because people started rocking up to the CFA to like take a truck out, so we felt a bit weird having a rooftop tent in their car park. So yeah, we're just gonna go and find someone to have a coffee. And we also didn't cook dinner last night, which was a bit of a, I don't know, like I stress a bit more about money than Kev does, so I was a bit like, oh, can we really afford it? We've got food in the fridge, we did shopping, like should we really be eating out? But it was like, I don't know, like 8:15, and we were both really hungry and tired, and we didn't even know we were going to sleep that night. So we ended up just going to the pub and had a feed, which, by the way, the Victor Harbour pub was incredible. It was so yum. I had a chicken burger and Kev had fish and chips because he couldn't catch a fish. So you had to have fish. And it was to die for. Our plates were both completely clean. Like, it was incredible, the best feed ever. So if you're in Victor Harbour, the Victor Harbour pub, ours, I think there's a couple of them. So it was the Victor Hotel. It had like a blue sign. Really good. Okay, we ended up just finding a local Macca's, and they have a charger that I am taking to charge my laptop because it really needs to be charged and to upload some content. And yeah, I've ordered some coffee so I don't feel as bad.
We have made a bit of a map today when we were at Macca's. Well, I made one while Holly was uploading all the camera footage and that. So our first stop, because we're going to Rapid Bay, I found a heap of stuff on the way there, is Ingala Falls. There's apparently a waterfall here. We've just pulled up at the car park now. Some beautiful trees everywhere. Nice big car park. Nice cabin looking toilets. Straight after this we'll be going to Deep Creek Waterfall. We'll take some photos of that, and there was one more stop but I can't remember. Oh, Blowhole Beach. Blowhole Beach, yeah, we'll try fishing there. And then off to Rapid Bay for the night. So we'll keep you posted and get some photos for you. Waterfall's that way.
It's actually really pretty. Nice little, sort of reminds me, I've never been to America, but you know how Americans call like the forest the woods? This reminds me of like the woods where you'd find Tigger and Winnie and stuff, you know.
What? Stayed here last night.
Found a nice little teepee. We just passed a family. The two parents said it was tricky and there was rocks and stuff in the way, but then the young girl just said they were just old and found it tricky, so we'll see.
There There it is. Nah, I'm just dragging. Nice little creek. Holy!
I think Zephyr's been here. Holy shit. That is one of the biggest turds I've ever seen.
There's bloody bears here. Look at here, water. I'm tipping this is a tricky bit in it. Because you're going to get across the other side. Wow.
Right, I've just climbed around to the other side. Kev's just on the other side of that rock. And I was going to try and go up here to get to the top. And there's a little waterfall up here as well. I'm not sure if you can see that. Just behind that thing there. Pretty cool. So I've just climbed to the top and you can see it all running through here. It's another little one just here. But behind it, there's a huge one and it looks like there could be a rock pool at the bottom, so I'm going to go check that out. This is so cool. There's like a whole nother rock pool at the top and obviously the water, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one after that because it's quite steep where we came up, but obviously comes down into this big pool, flows down through here into the second little waterfall I showed you, then through here and down to the bottom one that most people would see. And there's also like little holes in the caves and everything. It's so cool.
I tell you what, photographers will go to any length. I don't know the proper name for these plants, but I only know them as black boys, they call them. Xanthorrhoeas or something, Holly reckons, but there is literally hundreds of them. It's a bit confusing because it tells you to park your car there and then it gives you no information as to where the waterfall is, so you've actually got to read these. It says we are here and that is the hike and the waterfall is there, and this is a post that says waterfall. So down here it is. This is great. I love this shit. It's a nice bush track that you can walk down with butterflies and beautiful trees. Here is a fine example of one of these black boys.
I don't think you're supposed to call them that.
They're so cool. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's a deer down there. It's currently rut season and it's calling. We'll keep walking down and try and get closer. Haven't heard the deer anymore. I'm tipping it got spooked. Oh yeah, I can see the waterfall up ahead. Well, the hike is over.
I told him not to get up there because I said, how are you going to get back down? And he said, I'll just jump onto that platform. And now he's a bit scared.
Yeah, because I don't know if I can push with my leg and actually land there or not.
Just be careful.
I'll let you know. So let me bump it up a little bit, so. Ow.
Pardon?
Bring me shampoo. Every video I see, everyone grabs a handful and drinks it and acts like it tastes nice. It really doesn't.
And now we start the walk back up, which it's a 4 kilometre round trip, so that's not really that bad, but it's to be honest, just the last part, which will now be our first part, probably like a good 200 meters or so of like really, really steep stairs. I don't know if Kev showed the stairs. Just had to like get over some rocks. So it's not, it's not that bad. It's just you have to be careful, and there's some really steep parts. So yeah. All right. So these are some of the steps. It really doesn't do justice.
Next one's a work.
Quite steep. Yeah, these ones don't really do justice to the ones up ahead. There's like a good few hundred meters of just these massive steps going up. So this will be fun. That's what I'd say for someone like Kev that's like 6'4" and has really long legs. These are like hard in one respect for him, let alone for me. I don't know if this does it justice. I don't think you can really say. You might have to get
one of those stairs
Kev, but
with your knee once.
I'm literally like full on lunging just to get up the step. Like the step is like half my body. These are the steps that we have to go up. And just when you think it's over, there's more.
I'm just waiting all night.
Oh my god. We made it. Far out. That felt pretty easy walking down, but fuck, I'm out of breath. Even Kev and I were saying to ourselves, it's gonna be fun coming up. And it was not fun.
Oh, terrible.
It wasn't fun though. It was pretty bad there for a bit at the start, but then it sort of was just a steady incline the whole rest of the way. So definitely got the heart rate pumping, that's for sure. Alright, it's times like this where we're red cheeked and sweaty that we're thankful for our air conditioner. Speaking of air conditioner, thank you to
Collier Mechanical, hey?
Yeah. Your one-stop shop for all your truck repair needs and air conditioning as well. It works a treat and it is so nice.
It even works on scrapers.
So thanks heaps, Ben. Alright, so we're just coming down to Blowhole Beach. You're only allowed 4 drives down here. Apparently, if you have a 2-wheel drive and you come down here, you can get a fine. It's pretty steep in some spots and very bumpy. But apparently it is great fishing. So the view, well, can't really see hopefully. The view is pretty cool.
Bloody bumpy.
So bumpy.
Nice mountain.
Alright, it's pretty windy, but check this out. It is so pretty. We are, it's literally like ocean, mountains, ocean, mountains. And the way that the sun is casting over those mountains is incredible. Reminds me of the Flinders Ranges, where the clouds are like creating shade in some areas and then open sun in others as well. So cool. The actual beach itself you have to walk down to, and that is just down here on the right hand side. I think they said it's like a 2-kilometer walk or something down there. And there's some people out on the rocks. I don't know if you can see them. They're like right out there. Apparently that's a really good spot to fish. You just have to be careful of the waves coming in, obviously. So hopefully with any luck we get some, and hopefully if there are people down there that are fishing, they don't take all the fish. There's like a little creek on that side that on high tide the ocean must go into. What a cool little spot. Alright, we just got down. My knees are really sore. Thanks Mum for passing those bad knees down. And the creek is pretty cool. Literally runs straight through here. How cool is that? We're aiming for the rocks over there. Alright, just going over a few rocks now. Hopefully you can hear us. I've got the wind cover on the microphone, but it's very windy. Try and find a good spot on the rocks, I guess, that is safe enough that it's back from the waves, because they're crashing in over the rocks. We don't want to slip and fall, but far enough over that you can cast out a good spot. Oh wow.
Someone's been bleeding their fish.
Yeah, wow, someone's obviously been washing their fish. We did see a fisherman leaving with 2 buckets and they looked quite heavy. And he was South Australian and had a Shimano sticker, so I'd like to think he knew what he was on about. And I said to Kev, you wouldn't come anywhere with 2 buckets unless you knew it was going to be good. So fingers crossed we get some stuff. Woo, yay! He finally got himself a salmon. Good job.
This would have to be one of the nicest fishing spots I've ever been to.
Alright, Kev's gonna have another go now. You on?
It's not slack, not swimming.
No, he was actually on. I just stopped recording. Oh, that's the second one that's done it too. Taking the hook.
I like the fish.
Alright, we're finished fishing for the day, and this view on the walk up, far out, is insane. Alright, we're just coming into Rapid Bay, and the hills are just incredible.
So bold.
So cool. They're similar to the hills that we saw at the Blowhole beach, but I'd say it's because it's the same area. Literally it took us like 15 minutes to get here. So cool.
And that servo, by the way.
Yeah, the Delmore servo.
So cute.
We stopped there to get cash out for the Rapid Bay campground, and it's a cute little servo.
It's got everything. It's got more than your BP and Warrigal has. Like, it's got pop-up containers and anything you can need. Hammers, bloody, it's great. Bit of an update. We stayed at Rapid Bay last night. It's a beautiful little place. It's quite a big campground actually. $15 a head a night, which isn't too bad I suppose, but
There's only toilets.
there's only toilets here.
Got
yeah.
rolling hills on the other side and the beach.
Beautiful hills everywhere. Oh, also I caught 3 bay trout last night. So it's 6 for Kev and 3 for Holly.
You can't count them.
They
They were like 10 centimetres.
No, they were 20 at least.
20?
Yeah.
Come on.
If you rub it.
No, they were not 20.
Anyway, I'm in front. Quantity over quality.
Alright, plan for today, I've got a list on Kev's phone, is that we're going to go to Second Valley, Waypinga Cove, Lady Bay, Carrickalinga Beach, which apparently has a really cool rock pool that you can swim in, Waypinga Beach, Selix Beach, Port Wollonga, which we've been to before. It has really cool
Boat caves.
yeah, like caves, and also I don't know whether it was a jetty or some sort of formation in the water that's come down and makes for some beautiful photos, so I can't wait to try that. Well, test it out with the camera. Port Noarlunga, which has really good snorkeling. The weather's about 20 today, so it's not too hot.
But the water is so warm.
Yeah, the
here.
water is really warm. To be honest, I've been a bit nervous jumping in and being the only one in the water first. So if there's other people there, I might give it a go and get the GoPro in, we'll just see. And then we're gonna stay tonight at Pink Gum Campground. So it's like a nice little bush type of campground, just on the outskirts of Adelaide. So we wanna try and avoid Adelaide as much as possible. No offense to anyone from Adelaide. We've been there before. No. We've been there before, but it's a bit like us with our hometown and going to Melbourne. We just avoid it at all costs. Too busy for us, so that's the plan for today.
Did you just get all that? Cool. The views around this joint are just phenomenal.
Guys, this is so freaking cool. How awesome is this? Literally like all around us. And it's huge. I don't know if this even does justice. Like, it's literally massive. Great job. You are so good at that.
Alright, we just pulled up at Second Valley Beach. Holly's going to go for a snorkel, and I'm going to cast some lures and see if we can get any more tiny little bay trout. Here she goes. She's having trouble getting the knife to stick around on her leg. Comes with 2 elastic straps and just a normal plug on it, but I just kept busting it. Just a cheap knife, I suppose. She's wording up the GoPro, ready to get some sick footage. It's actually very clear here. Your marks. Get set. Go.
Guys, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I found this like school of angelfish over in the rocks over on the side, and even though it wasn't the most incredible fish ever, it's just on a whole another level to be under the water with like creatures that you can't see from above, and it was just so clear and pristine and sick. So I'm going to pop up the GoPro footage so that you guys can see it. But yeah, wow, what a day. Alright, that was so cool. There's a lot of people in the water now, so we sort of hopped in at the perfect time. So happy with that. I've changed into a one-piece bathing suit because I don't think I'll use the wetsuit again today. We'll see. But we're going to head to Waypinga Cove now and see what that's all about. Apparently it's really pretty. Okay, Waypinga Cove was a bit of a bum steer. Wasn't really much there. So we've come to Kalinga Beach, I think that's how you pronounce it. And apparently if you follow the track, there's like a walking track. Supposedly if you follow it, here it is, there's a rock pool, and they reckon you can't see it from a distance. It's only here on low tide, and by the time you see it, you nearly fall in it. So we're going to go find it.
We made it to the secret rock pool, but the tide isn't low enough for us to actually get across to it. I suppose I'll just show you. So you're meant to walk across here when it's low tide, and then it's just above there. But we'll fly the drone up so you can at least see it.
Okay, I made a rookie error, and the campground that we were supposed to be staying at tonight was a Park South Australia one. So like the other night where I was talking about the fact that South Australia can't just camp in the bush without paying for like a vehicle pass and then also paying per person, when I thought you could, that was the go with this campground, and it's now completely booked out. So long story short, where we are right now, which is nearly in Port Wollonga, is quite popular. There's like Hallett Cove, Port Noarlunga, Port Willunga, like all of these places along the beach, and they're completely booked out. So we have pretty much nowhere to stay. There is no free camping unless we want to go back like 100 kilometers. So we're gonna do a bit of a drive, an hour and a half, to the other side of Adelaide, and there is a free camp there. So that is the plan for now.
Okay, we've just rocked up at Port Wollonga. This drone's pretty cool. It's got like caves that were dug many moons ago in the sandstone for people to store their boats in. We came here, what was that, 3 years ago, and took photos back then, but yeah, we'll take more obviously. This is the old busted jetty. Nothing but old driftwood now. And these are the caves that are just carved straight into the wall. This one is the deepest though. Oh. Gotta get a run up. Why in every nice place in South Australia there is just smashed stubbies everywhere? Literally everywhere. Bloody grubs.
Okay, so even though Port Wollonga is fantastic, there's always one. So there's a guy over behind me, I'm going to turn this around, who unfortunately chose to have a very cold drug, if you know what I mean, and is muzzing out currently. So I'm going to pretend that I'm showing the view and just zoom in. So he's just over on the side. He's set up. He's
literally sitting in a cave and just partying by himself. He's a caveman.
He's twirling, he's got his esky, he's got it all going on.
Hey, what's going on? It's just us. It's a late one tonight. It's currently, what are we? 8:30. We're on the side of a freeway, Adelaide Freeway. Just in a normal little rest area. There's not a lot here at all. Just a nice barbed wire fence. Oh, actually, these are all bloody snails. Or crusty old snail shells. I don't know whether they've just turned white in the sun or there's some sort of special South Australian breed snail. But anywho, yeah, we're just cooking dinner now. Tent's up and ready.
Alright, it is currently 9 o'clock and we are having some pasta, which is actually really yummy, just with some stuff that we had laying around.
It's fucking delicious.
I'm just sitting in the car so we don't have to get out the chairs or anything, and then we're going to go to bed. Good morning. This is the situation we are dealing with. It is disgusting. After snorkeling yesterday, the water was so salty, so my hair literally just feels like sticky straw and it's yuck. So I'm just going to pop it up in a bun today until I can wash it. I'll hopefully stop and wash it tonight so that I can have it out, because I literally, as Kev said this morning, look like Hagrid. Alright, we're about to set off and we're going to head to Lake Bumbunga. It is a pink salt lake. We have been there before. It has like a Loch Ness monster, pardon me, in like the middle of the lake. I'm assuming it'll be pretty dry because it hasn't been very wet up here. And then after that we're heading towards Ardrossan, which is where we're going to stay tonight as well. So if we see any cool spots along the way, we'll definitely stop and check those out and show you.
Good morning. We've pulled up at Lake Bumbunga, where there is a giant dry salt lake and there is a Loch Ness monster stuck in it. We'll go and have a look. Just listen to how dry this is. That is just salt. This stuff is very pink. I read the sign and apparently it does get water on it and becomes a pink lake, but obviously not this time of the year. So cool. And it just goes for ages. This week and this week only, we're doing a special. If you send your salt shaker up to us, we'll fill it up and send it back to you. I don't want to get too close in case it bites.
I'm trying to get Kev to sit on this so I can get a photo. Go. No. It almost fell off. Please. Just one more try. One more good try.
There's people coming in.
Yeah, one more good try and then I'll leave you alone.
Can't get the leg over it.
Alright, we just got to Ardrossan and we are going to have a walk out on the jetty. Might have some lunch, throw some lines in. Looks so clear.
Such a nice town.
Pretty. Apparently Kev reckons it's known for crabbing.
Which is
so
crabs everywhere.
Yeah, I guess we could even try and find some crabs.
The destination is on your left, Titty Witty Beach.
Well, there's bugger all at Titty Witty Beach. Definitely no Titty Witties anywhere.
Alright, this trip is just full of adventures. We just got to the Ardrossan RV 24-hour park where we're going to stay tonight. And it doesn't say this on Wiki Camps, but there is a limit of 3 vehicles. They have 3 designated bays, and no more vehicles other than those 3 can stay. And yeah, there's signs everywhere saying no camping unless you're in those bays, and fines apply. So we thought we won't risk it, and they all looked pretty comfy there and looked as though they weren't going anywhere. So I've done a little bit of research and we're about 35 kilometres out from a place called Port Vincent, which is further down the Yorke Peninsula. We're going to go that way anyway. They have some space at their caravan park tonight. It wasn't too expensive for an unpowered site as well. And we are both absolutely dying for a warm shower. That would be really good instead of washing in cold water behind the back of the car. So that's the plan for now. We're heading to Port Vincent caravan park for a warm shower, a feed and a relax. Alright, a warm shower was had and it was amazing. so good. That brings us to the end of another episode though, and as always, if you like our content, please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next episode. Bye guys.